So scrolling on Facebook the other day and somebody asked, how do you stop overspending and impulse buying? Let's get real. We've all been there, whether it's late night online shopping or grabbing takeout because you're too tired to cook, or that one little treat that happens way too often. Overspending will just sneak right up on you. But here's the thing, it's never about the money. So today we're gonna talk about why people overspend and why sticking to a budget may feel impossible. And stick around to the end because I'm gonna teach you 7 ways on how to break the cycle of overspending. Hey, and if you're new here, welcome. My name's Bart Mazur with Finance in the Forest. And for over a decade, I've been helping everyday people like you just take control of their finances. No complicated jargon, no judgment, just simple tools that actually work. If that sounds like something you need, hit that subscribe button and let's dig in. So why do we overspend? Like I said before, blowing up your budget isn't just about the numbers. It's usually an emotional response to something that's happening in life. Sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's boredom, sometimes it's celebration. But whatever it is, your spending is tied to your feelings. Think about this, you're driving home from work, you're exhausted, you're not quite sure what's in the fridge. So next thing you know, boom, 50 bucks on takeout. It happens. Maybe you're feeling down, you're scrolling on Amazon and you add a few things to your cart because, hey, I deserve this. Listen, I've been there too. Honestly, I was going through a phase in my life at one point where I was gaining weight. I was not happy about it, but the one thing that did make me feel happy was food. So I'd be driving home from work and next thing you know, my truck would just steer right over into Popeyes. And next thing you know, I had a chicken sandwich just like boom, right there in the hand. And the fact is I was on my way home to have dinner that my wife was preparing. It wasn't planned, but it happened. And I didn't need to spend money on it. Heck, and even happy emotions can make you overspend. Let's just say you're celebrating with a group of colleagues at the bar, you're all having a good time. Next thing you know, you buy that round for everybody. Feels great at the moment, but when you look at your bank account the next day, you're like, what did I just do, right? That happens and it wasn't planned, but those are some of the things that we need to look at. The point is, until you figure out what emotions are actually driving your spending, no budgeting app or financial plan is gonna fix it. So let's talk about how to break the cycle and start taking control of your spending. 7 ways to stop overspending. Number 1 is to journal your spending. So every time you impulsively buy, write down what you felt before the purchase, write down what you were thinking during that process, and then write down how you felt afterwards. Over time, you'll start to notice a pattern. Could be that you're stressed, so you order DoorDash, or you're bored, so you start scrolling on Amazon. Once you notice the pattern, then you'll be able to change it. Number 2, get an accountability partner. Okay, so find somebody that you trust and tell them every time I'm gonna make a unplanned purchase, I'm gonna give you a call. Their job is to ask you one simple question. Is this an emotional buy or is it logical? Trust me, having to explain yourself out loud to somebody else will make you think twice. Number 3, mental rehearsal or meditate on it. Right before you go to bed or right after you wake up, visualize for a little bit a situation where you'd normally be overspending. And then picture yourself going through and making the right choice at that time. What this will do is it'll signal to your brain when you're actually going through the experience in real life, and it will help you make a better decision. I actually use this all the time when I'm trying to break any habits. Number 4, set up spending speed bumps. Make it harder to impulse buy by adding little speed bumps in the process. Unlink your cards from shopping apps so that you have to type them in every single time. Use a 24-hour rule. Don't buy anything until 24 hours later. And carry cash instead of cards, so that way once the money is gone, it's gone. The goal isn't to stop you completely from spending. It's just to slow you down enough so that you're actually thinking about what you're making your purchases on. Number 5, plan for impulse food spending. We've all been there where you forget your lunch at work or you're too tired to cook, and then next thing you know, you spend $30+ on takeout. Here's the fix. Stock up on easy meals. Keep frozen pizzas or quick, easy freezer meals in the freezer. Meal prep or easy grab and go options for work. That way, when you hit that I don't feel like cooking moment, you already have a backup plan. And number 6, set fun money limits so you don't feel deprived. Cutting out fun spending altogether is just a recipe for disaster. So make sure you spend a little bit of money each week on yourself and set it aside. That way you get to enjoy yourself without blowing up your bank account and you won't feel guilty about it. And step number 7 is to talk to a therapist. Hey, if overspending is a real struggle, talking to a therapist could be a great option. And I know there's a stigma around it, but it can really, really help. A few years ago, I was spending a lot of money on a video game, and I actually ended up going to therapy. We talked about it, and I was able to break those triggers that actually were causing me to spend the money on the game. So I know firsthand that therapy does work, and if it worked for me, it could definitely work for you too. Hey, if you're struggling with overspending, listen, you're not alone. We've all been there. But I do know is if you figure out your emotional triggers and you use these 7 tips, you'll be able to take control and stop money from running your life. If this video brought you any value, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you're looking for a money management system to help you really dive in and take control of your finances, I've got one linked in the description or up here and right there. So thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.